Hello, everyone, and welcome to An Apple a Day. This is your host, Apple, here, and I hope you all are doing wonderful. We're going to go ahead and start with our 5-minute meditation. Then we're going to get into our episode topic. I am comfortable knowing that I have the resources and knowledge to support me at this moment. I am getting rid of stress. I am breathing slowly and deeply. I am proud of my never-ending resilience. I accept my burdens and my blessings. I know that difficult times are only temporary. I feel my fear slip away as I grow stronger. Anxiety has no place in my heart. I release all negative emotions from the day. I alter my mindset during times of stress, anxiety, and self-doubt. I choose to free my body and mind from stress. The obstacles on my path are there to build my strength and understanding. I make peace with each of my mistakes. I release anything that holds me back. I am a calm person that sometimes feels other emotions. I handle every situation with calmness and peacefulness. I recenter myself when I feel anxious. Today is a new start. I am wise enough to find a solution to my problems. I allow myself to feel my emotions without wallowing in them. I release physical tension and allow my muscles to relax. I'm going to be stronger than ever. I shift my thoughts as soon as they start to become negative. I am not letting my worries carry over into my dreams. I'm human and it's okay to make mistakes. I am only accepting healthy things into my life. I have plenty of fight left within me. I will choose to keep myself from anxieties that are beyond my influence. I surrender my fears to the guidance of the universe. Tomorrow is a brand new day. I have the inner strength I need to move past my anxiety. Anxiety is leaving my body as I affirm this. My soul is at peace and my body is healthy and beautiful. I know this will pass. I take extra care of myself during stressful times. I release pessimism. I can calm down my mind and my body in every situation. I allow myself to be at peace. I trust myself to make the right decision. I am in control of my thoughts and feelings. Even with obstacles blocking my path, I know I can continue on. And that will be our 5-minute meditation. So we're going to go ahead and get into the episode topic. So we're going to get into the episode topic question. And this one's a bit heavy, but or it can be heavy. The question is, what is something I need to let go of, and why am I holding on to it? So it's a 2-part question, right? So some of the main things we tend to hold on to is things like guilt, shame, heartache, and sometimes even love. So the first part of the question asks, what is something that I need to let go of? So this is episode 7. The accumulation of episodes we've done thus far should be helping you to become more aware of where you're at, what you need to identify within yourself that needs improvement, that needs work, needs refinement, right? So that's this part. What we've led up to so far is, what is something that I need to let go of? What is something that I have seen in these talks or in other people's talks, just self-reflecting? What is something that I need to let go of, but what is something I need to work on? Because usually when it comes to you working and improving on yourself, you have to let things go. The second part of the question is, why am I holding on to it? So this is another part of the self-reflection where you're not just identifying what it is, you're trying to also figure out why it is that it bugs you, right? So if you're feeling guilty about anything, right? Why do you feel the guilt? What caused you to feel the guilt? Is it something that you did? Is it something that you said? Is it your lack of action, your lack of words that caused you to feel the guilt? And why are you holding on to it? Do you still feel like if you said or did something, it would have made a difference? Or are you glad that you didn't? When it gets to shame, we can get shame in a lot of different aspects of our lives, I feel. And one of the, I think, heavier parts of that is understanding where it comes from, understanding where you need to heal from, why it affects you so much. Why is it something that's harboring in your heart, in your mind, you know? Heartache, it kind of goes hand in hand with love, but I'll talk about them a little bit separately. Sometimes with heartache, it's very, very hard to let go, because I feel like love and hate, yes, dual sides of a coin, right? They are such intense emotions, right? So when it comes to letting go of something you really hate or something that you really love, it is very, very hard. So you have to ask the question, why am I holding on to it? If you hate a certain food, or you know, if you hate somebody, why do you hate them? What is making you have a distaste towards this person? Why? If it's somebody that you love, one of the things that I feel like is very reassuring in terms of relationships and love in general is to know why you love this person. Why, if you know you're arguing every day, if you know you just not something just is off with you guys, right? Guys is in gender neutral, just in general. If something's wrong, why do you stay? What keeps you there? What part of the relationship, what aspect of the relationship are you holding on to? What aspect of the love is still there, even through the fights, even through the arguments, even through the disagreements that keeps you there, right? So in this aspect, it is a positive influence because it's something that can, help sustain a relationship. But as much as it can help sustain a relationship, right? If there's no sustenance there, if there's nothing really keeping you there, then it's probably time to end the relationship in the best way for your own circumstances. So I find another couple things that we should use this duality for, right? Is your expectations of people. So I talked about in a previous podcast, I think this is podcast 3 or 4, how a lot of times your expectations of people often disappoint you because you may think too highly of them, or sometimes you may think too lowly of them, and it kind of makes it difficult to navigate life around them depending on who they are. So if it's something that somebody does or says, ask yourself, what is it that's bugging me? What is it that's bothering me, right? Is it something that you can let go? Is it, are they compromising on your morals? Are they stepping over your boundaries? If it's stuff like that, don't, you don't have to compromise, they need to respect your boundaries. They need to respect fine lines. They need to respect you to have a good relationship with you, whether it be platonic or romantic or just, familial, any type of relationship. They need to be able to respect your boundaries. And when it comes to gray areas, more so than the white and black of, boundaries and like respect and stuff like that for people in general, if they do something, is it something that you can let go and, not talk about it and just brush it under the rug, or is it something that you need to address? If it's something that you feel like you need to address, identify why you hold on to the need to address it. Why do you feel like you need to talk about this specific thing, right? Because how it's going to go is that you need to be able to explain yourself to this person on why this is bothering you, why their action bothers you, why their words bother you. It is helpful for people to correct themselves. If you're trying to help somebody correct their actions or their words towards you so that you can have a better relationship with them, you need to be able to explain exactly why it makes you feel uncomfortable, why it makes you feel some type of way, right? Another one, it's a little bit of two. Sometimes we have unrealistic hopes and dreams, and it's not to be pessimistic about the idea, but it is to be, open-hearted about the idea that sometimes what we have set is unrealistic in terms of how we can get there, right? If, for example, you're applying to be a surgeon, right? And you have no idea about the medical field, you don't have any type of, experience in the medical field, you don't have any degree or pedigree towards going to the medical field, it's unlikely that you'll be hired as a surgeon, right? This is an extreme example, but a lot of times people have goals, hopes, and dreams correlated like that. They don't have the necessary requirements to get to this goal. That's not to say you'll never get to that goal. That's not to say that you don't have the requirements or the tools at your disposal. Maybe you might not have the resources, but it's not saying that you can't work to get to that goal. It's just you have to be realistic about what is available to you, what you can achieve for yourself. If you know you're not the type of person to, stay up and study long hours, maybe being a surgeon is not for you. If you know that you wouldn't be able to, function properly on low amounts of sleep or rigorous work schedules, right? So, unrealistic hopes and dreams, things that you may need to let go of, right? It may be, for me, I like to do a lot of things. I feel like I'm more of a jack of all trades type of person. I'm okay or decent or average, a little bit above average sometimes in a lot of different things, right? But it's unrealistic to, have a professional career in all those things that I like. A lot of those things will only ever be hobbies, and knowing what I want to do, I have to be okay with that. I can't continuously just pursue a career in every one of these hobbies that I have. Over a course of a lifetime, I can get into careers with them, but realistically, you limit your potential for something that you're really, really good at by spreading yourself thin like that. It's not necessarily like, why are you holding on to it with hopes and dreams, but it's just like, for me, sometimes I have recurring dreams or I have recurring nightmares, right? So how I like to think of it is, what is bringing me back to this dream, or what is bringing me back to this nightmare? And so a lot of times it can be a trigger. It doesn't necessarily have to be in a dream. It can just be a regular trigger. Doesn't have to be necessarily associated with PTSD, but I do know of that. But what is something that may tick you off, or grind your gears, or a pet peeve kind of thing that you question why why this dream keeps happening, why this nightmare keeps happening? And a lot of dream interpretation is understanding the core of why you're having this dream. A lot of times I see that dreams are, I guess, test runs of potential aspects of life. So how you may interact or do an action towards some event happening. Sometimes it's really just random, but in terms of like what all is going on, it can be completely random. But I feel as well in certain aspects of dreams or nightmares like that, even when things are super, super random, you still have the core of your identity in your dream or your nightmare, And that may be what gets you to achieve that dream, if it's something that's positive, or it may be what gets you through that nightmare, So I think it is important to, analyze within yourself what, even if dreams, crazy, think about what it could actually be meaning in terms of like how it's playing into your life. Because a lot of times we have tough decisions or tough choices, and we sleep on it, So that type of thing comes back to play in stuff like this. I feel like the biggest one out of these, for this one, is unrealistic expectations of self. So whether it be your actions, whether it be your behaviors, or whether it be your knowledge, we tend to have the most unrealistic expectations of self. And it's not to say that you can't expect yourself to do better or to do well. It's just sometimes we are so hard on ourselves when it's really not necessary. At any given point in time, you're doing the best that you can. given the information, given the knowledge, given who you are as a person at your core, you're doing the best that you can. So when you reflect on, oh, I shouldn't have texted that, or I shouldn't have said this, or I should have acted this way, I don't like to live life of regrets. And the reason why I don't have a life full of regrets is because even though I grew up not knowing the greater part of how people are in general, more street smarts, I guess you would say, even with that, you don't have to beat yourself up about not knowing things, especially when the knowledge that you gain through said event, be it your words or your actions or something of that sort, you would not know how to deal with that situation unless you went through that situation. And I'm not saying like you have to go through every single experience to understand what to do, but like to beat yourself up is like, oh well, for example, this person cheated on me, right? Okay, why beat yourself about this person cheating on you? Like, I understand it's such a hurtful, harmful thing to your heart to, put love into somebody and, they, disrespect it essentially, right? But it's also like, why are you upset if you didn't know? Because I know a lot of times people are like, I should have seen the signs, I should have known. A lot of times the signs aren't there. You don't know to look out for someone, being dishonest and, with the intent to hurt you because you don't expect that of them, And that's what always hits the hardest in terms of cheating, It's one of the biggest deal breakers in relationships, besides like finances and other top things like money or I said finances, so money, religion, politics kind of things. Cheating is like one of the biggest deal breakers in relationships for this type of reason, And it's unfair to you, your own self, right? To expect you to know the knowledge that you have right now, or to expect you to react on the knowledge that you have based on what you gained after said event. It's very unfair to yourself. If someone, manipulates me, right? And I'm like, well, I'm a kind person. I didn't know that they were going to, do that. I didn't have that. It's like, oh, I should have done this differently. How would you have known until they showed their true colors? A lot of times you don't know. And yes, it sucks that we don't know these things. But I think it's even more important to not, beat yourself up about it. So self-awareness in terms of expectations. In terms of expectations for yourself and others, or expected outcomes or reactions of people or things, they allow you to begin the process of letting go. You being aware of what you're having trouble with, what's, eating away at your soul, what, keeps you up at night. You being aware of those things helps you to let it go. A lot of times when people hurt us, we like to wallow in the hurt. Because, you feel something. And yes, you do feel something, especially if it's like heartbreak and heartache from any type of loved one. it is so important to understand that it's not just gonna end with them hurting me. It's not to say that, you allow them to continue hurting you. That's not what I'm getting at. What I'm getting at is you shouldn't allow people that have shown their true colors to, live rent-free in your mind. A good friend told me that when you find people that have lied to you or manipulated a situation, for example, right? And just in general, when you find out someone is not who they say they are, but you really believed in this person that they said, understand that the person that you thought they were, they never really existed. And instead, it's somebody else. And because it's somebody else, the person that never existed is imaginary. Mourn that they're gone and look towards healing. It does you no good to wallow in regret and sadness for someone that has done you wrong. You're giving them more power than they are due. You're giving them more credit than they are due. And that's not fair to you. You deserve always, everybody deserves to be loved. Everybody deserves to be respected, right? You have to make sure that you are the type of person within yourself that deserves to be loved and respected. It's not something that is given away for free. It's something that you have to earn. It's something that you have to work for. It starts with loving yourself and respecting yourself. It starts with self-reflection. When you're able to do those things, when you're able to have those things for yourself, right? It allows you to allow others to do those things for you. A quote I read, I heard recently was, don't allow, or I should say, whatever you're expecting someone to do for you, you should do it for yourself first. If you're expecting someone to love you, love yourself first. If you're expecting somebody to respect you, respect yourself first. If you want to, go out and travel and, do all these things, and you would like someone to, allow that opportunity to happen for you, you need to do it for yourself. The bare minimum starts with how you treat yourself, right? And when you treat yourself a certain way, when you look at yourself and you respect yourself a certain way, you will attract certain people into your life. How you navigate those people, because a lot of times, if you're a good person, it doesn't matter that you're a good person. I mean, you'll attract good and bad people. They'll see that you're good. The good people will see and the bad people will see. But you have to be aware enough to navigate through the bad people to get to the good people that either you feel like you deserve or that are meant for you, right? So what is something I need to let go of, right? As I said, there's guilt, there's shame, there's heartache, and there's love for me. Guilt in just terms of not doing the best for myself. It's more of letting my own self down rather than, being guilty for doing something to somebody else. It's not anything like that. It's just I feel guilt towards myself and I feel shame towards myself, a little bit towards others. but just I feel like I should have done better. I could have done better in a lot of situations. And I'm actively working on, making amends or making it better. Apologizing to myself for letting my own self down, which is, it has caused heartbreak for myself, but, I need to let go of these things. I need to heal to be able to move on. And it's an unrealistic expectation of myself to hold on to these things forever and ever. Especially when I know I have the capability, I know I have the wisdom, I know I have resilience to be above those things, to not let those things control me, right? So I will end it with the 3 good things, right? So 3 good things that happened to me. I had a very, very chill day. Very, very nice. Nothing too crazy, nothing too wild or out there. I made dinner. It was delicious. It was mesquite and chicken with chicken flavored rice and some tea. Black tea, if you were wondering. And recently, didn't happen today, but recently I got interview letters for the pharmacy schools I'm applying to. So that's awesome. That's cool. That's great. I mean, I'm on my way. I'll keep you guys updated with more stuff. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. As always, you can always leave questions, ideas, anything. Tweet me at an apple a day with 2 Y's. You can also email me at an apple a day at gmail.com. I think it's with 2 Y's. Yeah, it's with 2 Y's as well. But yeah, thank you guys so much for listening and tuning in. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. Have a good one. Bye-bye.